Welcome to the Rio Talk podcast. It is Monday, October 30th, 2017. I'm your host, Michael Carabit, here with El Paisano News at Rio Hondo College. I'm joined today with a very delightful guest, Noah Garcia, also
Hello,
a
thank you for
contributor
having me.
to El Paisano. Thanks for being here.
Yes,
We're going
thank
to have a lot of
you.
fun today.
I'm so glad I could do something like this.
Yeah,
Because if you didn't know, I have a face for radio, so I feel like this will
perfect.
go great.
Well, if you didn't know, I've been just recording a bunch of podcasts by myself, and they've been very long and drawn out. I'm sure people are loving to hear more of my voice.
Oh, you know what? There has to be something working there because Michael and I, we shoot videos too on the El Paisano YouTube, and our videos with my friend Danielle are some of the most viewed ones. So, there has to be something.
I think she's
being
my
doing
friend
right.
too. I don't know.
I'm sorry,
You're
our
claiming
friend.
her for yourself.
Sorry, I mean, if
Yeah.
she'd come to me if she had to choose. I'm just saying.
If she had to choose. Oh, okay. I guess that's fair.
I mean, you are taller. She likes that. I don't know.
That segues pretty well into our
Yes.
topic today.
Relationships.
And dating. You seem to have so many friends. Well, guess what, Noah? I've been dating.
Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah.
so much fun. How's that going?
It's going okay. So I've recently gotten out of a long-term relationship. So
Mhm.
if there's any potential partners who are listening to this right now, I'm just unloading my baggage.
He's available.
I am available. I'm moving soon. I'm moving out.
Ladies and very rich old men, he's available.
I'm looking for a sugar mama.
Sugar
clearly.
mama.
That's what I've been going on Tinder. I don't know
Uh-huh.
if you've ever used that. It's kind of embarrassing.
No, I've never used that.
And I read some of these biographies on Tinder, and there's a bunch of girls. I only match with girls, by the way.
Yeah, I know. That's a joke, really.
Yeah. And all the bios, it's like these 18-year-old girls who are like, "Oh, I'm looking for a sugar daddy." I'm like,
They're on the wrong app. You know, there's an app specifically for that. It's called
There is?
Bumble.
Really?
Yeah,
I've heard of
Oh no,
Bumble.
not Bumble. It's Sugar Baby. It's called Sugar Babies, and it's for young young people who want to get at older rich people. Bumble is that's a different dating app, but it's called Sugar Babies.
Well, do you think the old guys who go on there, do you think they know?
I think they know what this is.
They're just looking for somebody to take care of. It's like,
I feel like there's a mindset that's like, oh, I'll bring them in with the money, and then they'll really fall for me. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
come for the money, stay
yeah.
for the
yeah.
right. Okay.
And I'm sure there's lots of broke college students on there just like, I'll take one for the team. I want to get that iPhone. I want to get that. I
Oh
want
my
to do that. I'll take it for the team.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's on there trying to finance their education. They're just like, yeah, I
Yeah.
need a little money on the side,
So let's just talk about what's it been like getting back out there, because I'm someone who hasn't had an official date in about 3 years. I've gone out, but I haven't had like an actual, like, let's call it a date.
Okay. Well, my experience mostly, I've met one person outside of Tinder who I've actually gone on a date on. I met her, of all places, I met her when I was on a college tour because I'm looking at transferring.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not going to transfer, but that doesn't matter. All the other girls I've met, I've gone out with some nice people, but I've gone out with a lot of boring women. Like, I went out with this girl multiple times, and I was just like, all right, this is the last chance for her to retain interest.
Uh-huh.
Dating is it's such a superficial thing. It's not like you can really you're putting on an act, essentially. You're trying to get this person, like, oh, what can I do to make this person like me?
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to, what about me is this
Yeah.
person going to like? It's a completely different concept. What's the last date that you went on?
The last date I officially went on that we officially called a date is back in high school. This girl and it was Valentine's Day. And we went to
Good date day.
Ruby's, and we shared a milkshake, and we just went to we went around the mall, and I bought her a bunch of stuff, and then we just hung out. And it was very cute. It was very cutesy. I'm not really a hookup type of person.
Yeah, neither am I.
I'm kind of trashy, so I don't really do that. But yeah, I keep using the phrase official date because I don't know. These day and age, you have to. I feel like you really have to actually say the word date, because otherwise you're just
Oh
hanging
yeah,
out.
you always have to ask.
Yeah.
That's what I do. Is I'm always
Yeah.
like, oh, is this a
You
date?
can't presume
Or-
it. You can't presume anything anymore.
Yeah, especially where I'm at right now. There's no point in just like dancing around the issue. You
Yeah.
might as well just be really direct. And I feel like in my head there's a mutual respect that takes place when you have that kind of open communication with somebody you're interested in.
Uh-huh.
So like I've gone on. I dated a little bit in high school,
Mm-hmm.
not too much, because I was not dateable at the time, and I realize that now. But like I had no concept at the time of like getting involved. Like your first date ever is the worst date you will ever have.
Yeah.
Honestly, I remember it was my sophomore year of high school. I was going to homecoming with a senior. I was like, that's big, you know?
Nice.
Couldn't believe that. We were both in band, so we
Oh,
knew each other.
okay.
We started out as friends. And we went in a group, and I was basically just like watching the other dudes who were with their girls. They were like, oh, they've been together for a while. Let me just do what they're doing. That's how it
Uh-huh.
works, you know? Because
You-
every relationship works the same way.
I
as
know
every
we're
other,
this
right?
general topic of relationships. I just want to say, if you've been in band, you know there's a whole subculture there, and
That's
it's so
true.
crazy. It's just, it's just its own thing. It's just amazing how much
Yeah.
of its own entity it takes on in high school.
Dude, there are so many different cliques in band. Like
Uh-huh.
you have the preppy kids, you know,
Uh-huh.
who think they're better than everything,
Right?
and
And they are.
those people, we don't need them. There's like the sexually active culture,
Right?
you know, which was not me. And then there's like the nerdy kids who are like the
Uh-huh.
wannabe sexually active kids,
Yeah.
and like they want to be in either one of those two groups, but they're not. They just like band too much.
Oh, I actually, I found out I was bi in band.
Really?
Yeah, I was just into, like, in band or in any sports. I was also in triathlon.
Mhm.
I did different things in high school. 'Cause I was skinnier. Anyways, you kind of just joke around like, oh yeah, that's my mom. You're the dad. You know what I mean? Like, hey,
Yeah.
we're brothers. And then this guy, he was like, oh, I'm your father, and I was like, all right. And then every time he'd say, hey, I'm your dad, and I just think to myself, daddy.
Oh my
And
god.
I was just, so that's when I was like, oh, I like both. That's interesting. So that's the band, that whole subculture kind of helped me realize some stuff out.
Yeah.
So that's,
Yeah, band is what taught me that I was straight because the lines are a little bit blurred
yeah.
sexually in band.
Like,
It's like you
everything's
get
joking around. So
you get really close. You get really comfortable.
and then
making
everyone's always
certain jokes.
undressing in front of each other. And then,
Yeah.
like, you separate the boys and girls, but you're still like,
Well, yeah, like you got those pants on,
Yeah.
the uniform pants are like giant overalls, and then there's like people who unzip them and like wear half of them.
yeah. I was
and
always a
it's just
fan
like,
of that look.
Yeah, you're just looking at that, just like, oh, what? I wonder what else is under those.
And I was
bibbers.
just like, oh, I never knew I was into girls in overalls. And now
Yeah.
that's something I'm kind of into.
That's why I started reading farmer magazines.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
not really.
Oh, fun fact. There is a farmer's dating app, too.
Really?
Yeah, just for farmers.
That's good.
Or if you want to date a farmer.
There's
There's dating apps for everything. these
yeah,
days,
there's like
everything.
Christian Mingle is the big one that I think of. I honestly thought I saw this on Facebook one time. I was just browsing and an ad came up, and it said "Find your Jew boo,"
What?
and I was like, "Jew boo," JEWBOO. There was like, oh, Jewish singles can meet on this
Mhm.
website, and I thought that was a missed opportunity. They could have spelled it JEWBEW, but they didn't. I thought that was made up. Honestly,
That was great.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing. Although you should be careful about Christian Mingle because my mom did go on it, and it turns out a lot of people are just there for hookups.
That's
They're just they're false Christians.
because I guess they think that God doesn't have access to the internet. I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
he's
don't
not. He's not browsing.
God is too busy watching Stranger Things.
We're
He
not
doesn't
friends
have the
with-
time for that.
Not friends with God on Facebook. That's the
Why
problem.
not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Why I'm not?
Yeah,
I
why
mean,
are you not friends with God?
Eh.
He's like the nicest guy.
We don't really know each other that much.
Oh, okay.
We try to keep it at an arm's length.
Arm's length.
It's like that. What's the painting called on the ceiling of the Sistine
he's a
Chapel?
little uptight.
Where it's like the
He's a little uptight. Like his son's a bit looser, like he'll get some wine, he'll hang out with you, like his son's better.
that sounds like a date right there.
Oh no, I wouldn't
That's
call
not-
it. We hung out a couple times, but it
Is
wasn't
that
a date.
like the Catholic priests are doing that with the altar boys? They're like, oh, we'll get some wine,
Yeah, we'll get some wine and cheese.
Oh
and
my
some-
God.
We'll hang out.
Get some communion crackers.
Get some communion crackers.
Oh my.
I feel like
gosh.
pedophilia would go down, especially that stigma, if they just let some of those guys just let them have wives and stuff. Because
Yeah,
it's the Catholics.
if they didn't have to be celibate,
Yeah, just.
Well, that implies that, it's the reason why sexual assault occurs is because people just aren't dating.
Yeah.
As opposed to like an actual psychopathic, disorder.
Oh yeah, but I mean, just the stigma of like, oh, they're always with little boys. Well, maybe
That's
just
true.
let them.
Well, like, did you see what happened with Kevin Spacey's in the news? Did you see
Mhm.
this?
I
was.
Didn't. I've been.
I just found this out
dying
today.
Recently.
Kevin Spacey. Do you know who? Have you seen Rent?
No.
That musical. There's a one of the I don't know if he wrote it, but he's one of the lead actors. His name's Anthony Rapp. He accused Kevin Spacey of sexual assault, and it occurred when Kevin Spacey was 26 and Anthony Rapp was 14.
Uh-huh.
And in response to this accusation, Kevin Spacey said, truncated, he said, "I apologize. Anything I did was misconstrued because I was drunk." And then he took that opportunity to say, "Oh, actually, I'm gay," which, that doesn't really solve the
That's not an
problem.
excuse.
No, if anything, that breeds the stereotype of the outdated, because
Uh-huh.
When homosexuality was really frowned upon, there was nobody could get away with it.
Mhm.
People saw gay men as predatory, and they couldn't live their lives because
Yeah.
other people were afraid to be around gay people.
Yeah.
And I don't think that does anything. If anything, it just breeds that stereotype and distracts from the actual issue of the accusation.
Mhm.
It undermines it, I think.
That's
Kind of took a
yeah.
different direction than the conversation we originally started.
You know
to
what?
have, but
It's very natural. None of this
Yeah.
is planned. So it's a stream of
That's good.
consciousness type of thing.
That's what's fun.
This is not the worst thing I've done.
All right, how much?
Okay.
We don't have much
I
time
don't
left,
have much
so
time.
we should go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you again, Noah, for
Okay.
joining me on the Rio Talk podcast. Please go to El Paisano online and check out our latest updates. Check out our YouTube channel. And if you're interested in stand-up comedy, please feel free to come check out the Library Cafe in Long Beach, where I'll be performing on Wednesday at 7 o'clock. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Michael Karabit.
And I'm Noah Jacob Garcia.
Thank you, and have a great day.